economy is $213 billion every year. The United States is also the second largest TV cricket market in the world. The Central Bank of Barbados reports that the expenditure by a foreigner visiting for a test match over a 2-week period is between US $2,000 to $3,000, a total value to the economy of 20 to 30 million over a 2-week period. While sport athletes in the United States and Europe are paid very well, the largest revenue area in sports is actually in the broadcasting rights. If we were to broadcast to 200 million people around the world, using our country as a major sporting event venue, it would have tremendous advantages. Imagine if we could create a sporting product to be watched by these people and charge $1 to view it. The benefits would be transformative. That would earn us $200 million in one afternoon. International cricket has a broadcast viewership of more than 200 million, Mr. Speaker. 2020 cricket has close to 1 billion. However, instead of using our cricket stadia assets to submit a qualifications bid for 2020 cricket next year, we focused on issues like spending 500,000 US on jazz that does not broadcast anywhere in the world. We somehow are not connecting the dots to wealth creation. We have the talent, Mr. Speaker. 7 out of the 10 fastest men in the world are trained right here in Jamaica.
That's correct.
But, Mr. Speaker, we are not producing one of the world's best televised athletic events.
That's right.
And why are we not doing it? To demonstrate this, I was recently a part of a documentary, Why Jamaicans Run So Fast, where a Spanish company came to Jamaica to leverage our talent. That documentary came second in the American Black Film Festival Award, and it is now in the top 2 of the Italian Film Festival Award. The international mainstream media is gearing up to pay thousands, millions of dollars for them to produce more. Why are we not doing it?
How come?
Sports can be a major employment generator aimed at developing discipline, responsibility, and wealth within our youth. Trinidad has demonstrated this recognition by giving tax credits to companies that invest or sponsor sport. While I congratulate the JFF and the Premier League on the significant advances in the last 10 years, they will be the first to agree that we have just scratched the surface of football's worldwide potential. If we structure the industry, Mr. Speaker, with a goal of exporting just 200 football players per annum, each earning somewhere between 200,000 to 400,000 US dollars a year, that would probably work out to about $80 million. However, we need a feeder system for it to be equipped, for it to be effective. And we need long-term commitment and support. If we had a structure starting with 4 teams in each division to end up with a divisional champion, who then competes in a parish championship to end up with a parish champion, and so on, at the end of the day, if we put up enough prize money to make it worthwhile, so that players would see it as a potential profession rather than as an extracurricular activity, we would be able to probably hone about 20,000 football players and young people at this level.
That's right.
At each level of the competition comes additional broadcast possibilities and additional earning potential through broadcast rights.
Yes, that's correct.
Using this system with less than 1% performing at the highest level will yield us 200 exportable football players. In track and field, our success rate of superior performance is better than 1% of the participants. For the program to be self-sustaining, Mr. Speaker, persons who are participating and accepting prize money would be required to pay a finder's fee to the government, which would help to fund the program on an ongoing basis. While the high school football programs are working, not all the young people are being captured, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in this global economy, content is king, as long as it has a delivery mechanism and a recipient. Market revenue can be generated once this happens. In 2007, copyright-based industries accounted for $192 billion in exports from the United States. The compression of information allows this to take place, but if we don't fill the space with our culture, somebody else will.
Yes, they will.
Mr. Speaker, follow the progression. It took radio 38 years to reach a market audience of 50 million. It took television 13 years, the internet 4 years, it took an iPod 3 years, and Facebook 2 years. Today, MySpace has 200 million subscribers. If it was a country, it would be the 5th largest country in the world between Indonesia and Brazil. Mr. Speaker, a company in Japan, NTT, has successfully tested a fiber optic cable that pushes 14 trillion bits per second of information down a single strand of fiber. That is the equivalent of 2,660 CDs, or 210 million phone calls every single second. One fiber. This is currently tripling every 6 months and is expected to do so for the next 20 years. The rhythm of how we do things as Jamaicans gives us the perfect platform for live content. We can all remember the breaking of the world record in Beijing being celebrated by Usain doing the gully creeper. And I won't do it here today. If we, no man, I can't, not today. I'm doing well enough, we're not, right. Imagine if we had a link on Google right after that 100-meter race, so that when someone did a search on Bolt or Jamaica, it took you directly to a JTB or a JTI download on how to dance Jamaican. And we would charge $3 per download. My 8-year-old son, Alexander, films things on my BlackBerry and uploads them to YouTube every week. True. Mr. Speaker, that's a silverberry. We should have a cadre of young people around the island whose only objective is to develop live content harnessing the best of Brand Jamaica.
That's right.
Not only for JTB, but for JTI. And to sell this content over the internet or over 3G technology. This could be another positive use of the money from the Universal Access Fund to develop this cadre of young people and benefit from this enterprise. Imagine the benefits if we provided a platform and mechanism for overseas alumni of Vere Technical, or Kingston College, or Calabar, or Clarendon College, or Glenmuir. But wait a minute, just wait, man, wait. Living abroad, dialing into a mobile phone, or subscribing over the web to watch Boys and Girls Championships, and we charge them a fee for it. Or alternatively, George's old boys tuning into the Manning Cup final. Mr. Speaker, not all of these possibilities will materialize. I'm the first one to stand up here and tell you that. But the value is significant. Because even if we have a percentage of the ideas coming, not only is it thinking outside of the box, but we will have to solicit a new framework for moving forward. Mr. Speaker, Jamaica as a brand is among the top 15 in the world. We need a